Natura is economic development agency, sustainable economic development agency, created 33 years ago in Brazil. We expanded it around the world, over 61 countries, over $1 billion invested, tens of millions of people's lives achieved. The methodology is about creating economic opportunity, sustainable economic opportunity for vulnerable communities. In the rural areas, those opportunities are agribusiness and many others, but in the city, they're different. Communities in cities like Rio de Janeiro live in hills. These hills are populated with one of the most endangered ecosystems in the world, the Atlantic rainforest, more biodiverse than the Amazonia itself. But also, the communities living around them represent a threat to that ecosystem, and also represents a threat to the communities. So those three elements, power, waste, and water, are the problems they have. And according to the Natura methodology, we identified these as opportunities to reverse the situation. So in summary, you take the waste, separate whatever is valuable, sell it separately. Whatever it's organic, create fertilizer. Whatever is not, everything is else left becomes power. They don't pay for power. The power is illegal power use. So you have if they produce their own power, you take away some of that problem. And then you go into the houses that are flat rooftops. The majority of the houses are flat rooftops. They are not tiles. So you can have green rooftops on top of those flat rooftops. So with that, you solve the water problem, and you have income as well, and you increase the energy production. The green rooftop have several layers, and they filter water. They can capture the water, and they accumulate water in different levels of the favelas. And once they are accumulated in different levels, they can feed the houses by gravity. You don't need to pump water all the way up. Today, the average is 1 day a week they have received pumped water. So it's not acceptable. So with that, they have plenty access to water, normal access to water. The rainy system in Rio de Janeiro, the rainy measurements guarantees that with the area of capture on the rooftops of the favela, 60% of them actually, is enough to supply water for all of the communities in the favelas. So great. With that green rooftop, you can plant things on top: food, better nutrition, income. Medicinal plants for themselves and income, and ornamental plants for themselves and for income. So it's an income, the markets around them, the city. So you get a lot of different businesses right there. The other thing is you can have the new technologies with solar generating solar equipment that is translucent. So the light can come through, they can have greenhouses, they can have better quality, better productivity, and more sophisticated plants under the roof. But also produce energy. It can feed energy into the system or to their own use as well, in addition to the waste. And this whole system captures all the rainwater, all the rainfall that comes in over the house, and the house uses some of it, feeds into the system. Furthermore, the house can recycle the gray water into the rooftop, so it irrigates the plantation when it's not raining, and helps even fertilizing it. The fertilizer from the waste and from the black water of the houses can also be added to increase productivity, as you can use also biochar and other elements. But the most interesting thing is you create an efficiency in the use of water. You recycle most of it. You can continue to recycle this water permanently, and you use very much less water from the main system. Eventually, if you don't use that much, you can feed and have a positive balance. So you create an economic anchor for the communities, transforming the waste, the water, and the power problems into social businesses that will generate not only income for the communities and jobs, but also will create a much better quality of life in these vital services that are those 3 points. For the rooftop gardens, you need areas. The area in the favelas are basically the rooftops because there's no a ground area. They occupy every inch with a house or with something else. So hence the rooftops becoming the production area. But you also need, for each of those communities, you need a nursery to produce the seedlings that will then become plants. That's a bit more complicated. You need a more controlled environment, and you need area for that. So for the communities in Alto da Boa Vista, we've offered a gift, and it's already the first contribution that has a significant value, financial value. We offered this area, which is big enough to create seedlings and to produce all the necessary seedlings for the whole of the Alto da Boa Vista community area. We have chickens, we have goose, we have other animals that can produce some of the fertilizer. We have organic material structuring. Sorry, we're going to have biochar. We're going to have all elements in this area which we offered to the project. We have just seen the area of the nursery, which is right at the center of the community. So it's easy for people to generate the seedlings here and take it to the rest of the whole of the community. We're now walking towards a typical walkway to get to a typical house. And we also have found the right house. We're going to offer this house as the demonstration. It's very important not to say only, but to demonstrate, to show. It's a good house. It has about 110 square meters of rooftop. It will offer a very, very good production of goods, power and water capture. Okay, this is a typical house of a community, actually a bit bigger than the average typical house, but it's exactly like this. You have the rooftop, nobody uses it for anything, so they're going to have an extra 100 meters of usable space. You have to prepare it a little bit to receive, but not much. You have to verify the structure of the house, and you can, as doing so, you can improve the looks and the visibility of the house. You can also improve once you use the gray, once you channel the gray water in the dark water, the black water. You can rethink the wastewater system. The gray water comes back to the rooftop and gets filtered and reused. The dark water goes out and is biologically processed and becomes fertilizer to be put it back on the rooftop alongside with the wastes and the organic matter. So it's not anything, it's not rocket science, it's not anything different from their habits. They already have fruit trees, they have already goats, they have chicken. So this is all what they do, but helping them do much better.
Tá, eu vou ficar feliz porque vai ser uma melhoria para a gente e para a comunidade também, né? Em prol da sociedade e ajudando a todos, né? Eu acho que vai melhorar muito, com certeza. Vai trazer uma melhoria de vida para as pessoas, onde elas vão poder conhecer o projeto e através desse projeto vão poder ter uma oportunidade, né, para fazer nas casas delas, né?
This is a demonstration, and once you replicate this by hundreds and thousands, you have a business. That's the concept.